everybody. Sarah Boone's attorney, James Owens, has filed a motion for a new trial. Let's take a look at what he says went wrong with the one she had and why he thinks we should start all over. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Guilty Words, where we unravel crime one word at a time. And some special words were filed today in the Sarah Boone case. A motion from James Owens for a new trial. He says Sarah Boone's rights were violated and he has 5 reasons why. Let's go through them together. Ironically, I was just saying to one of my daughters that I was getting a little bit burnt out on Sarah Boone and was glad to take a short break before her sentencing. And then wham, out comes this. Defendant's motion for a new trial. Okay, Mr. Owens, what is it you think happened that was so bad that she deserves a new trial? This isn't an appellate issue. This is throw out everything they just did and start all over again. He's a sore loser. So James Owens says that Sarah's rights were violated in 5 ways. Now, I'm not going to go through the legal reasons he gives to defend his arguments. I suggest watching Lawyer You Know. He's planning to do a live stream on this, or Brother Counsel. I've asked him also if he would do one. I hope he says yes. I wish Lawyer Lee could, but she's busy with the Delphi trial right now. However, we can take a look at the 5 basic reasons because they refer to things in the trial that we all saw. The first reason. The court erred in ruling that the defendant was not entitled to court-appointed counsel. Before James Owens even came on the case, we all suspected this might end up being an appellate issue. But I don't know, Judge Cranick worked so hard in his defense of his decision to take away her court-appointed counsel that it makes me think there's not much here to stand on. What do you think? Do you think that that was a valid enough reason to kick out the trial? The second reason. The court erred in denying undersigned counsel's multiple motions for continuance. I'm not sure of the legal standing of this, but Judge Cranick made it very clear to James Owens when he took this case that the trial was going on the set date, and if he wanted to take the case, he needed to understand that. So I don't know if this is something that can be argued at this point. Reason number 3. The court erred in failing to grant a new trial when the alleged victim's family caused an emotional outburst in open court in front of the jury prior to deliberations. He asked for a mistrial immediately when this happened. And of all of these reasons, this one makes me really angry. It made me angry at the time during the trial, but it makes me angry here. He already did victim blaming, and now he's doing victim's family blaming? What trial doesn't have emotional family members in it? And really, if your jury is looking at the facts and the evidence carefully, they won't let an emotional outburst affect them. If you've done your job as a defense attorney, that shouldn't sway the balance. We'll see what happens with the legal arguments. On to reason number 4. The trial court failed to disallow the opinion testimony of the state's rebuttal expert witness, Dr. Tonya Warner, MD, after the state failed to disclose before trial that the witness had formed a new opinion. This caused incredible consternation during the trial, and there was a lot of back and forth outside the hearing of the jury about what this meant. But in the end, her testimony was allowed, and James Owens was mad. Reason number 5. The state committed prosecutorial misconduct by essentially making a second closing argument instead of a rebuttal argument. This sounds to non-lawyer me like splitting hairs. Remember, first James Owens was upset that both attorneys for the state were going to split the closing argument. One was going to do the closing and one was going to do the rebuttal. And so he asked if he could have one of his lawyers join him and say a few words, which then ended up not happening. It will be interesting to see how he tries to justify the fact that they weren't offering a rebuttal argument, but were making a second closing argument. To me, they were just rebutting everything he was saying. So, there in a nutshell, you have it. The 5 reasons that James Owens says that Sarah Boone's rights were violated and she deserves a new trial. What can we conclude about all this? Well, I'll give James Owens credit on a few points. One is he's still trying to zealously defend his client, as our system allows and actually depends on. The other is this time his arguments do mention some legal casework to support them, so I'm looking forward to listening to the lawyers who understand what those are, unlike a lot of his actions in court that were just his protests without a legal basis, as Judge Cranick kept pointing out to him. However, this just has a feeling of sour grapes almost to me. These issues were decided in court, and now you're going to go back and basically say, I don't like what you said, so I'm going to fight it. It should be quite a spicy hearing when it gets scheduled, and I hope it's televised, and certainly we'll go over what's said. But in the meantime, I'd like to know what you think. Do you think any of these arguments might hold water to get Sarah a new trial? Does she deserve one because her rights have been violated? If they genuinely have, then yes, she does. Or does this seem like a legal ploy? And if she has a second trial, would you go through it all again? Would you watch it all again? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've liked this content, I know it's just a quick update I've hopped on to give you today, and you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you part of our Guilty Words family. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And until we meet in the next one, please use your words wisely and well. Take care.